Question everything, for the truth shall not be televised, and that's for sure. So with that, let's get with it. Because at the end of the day, the American Museum of Natural History is shutting down two or three Native American sites, saying that it's outdated and sensitive history out in New York. Joe Biden and the federal government's wanting to shutting it down and taking down the exhibits. Go figure. Here it is now that the Aboriginal Niggros of America is waking up to the lies they've been telling us about being African Americans, and finding that now we're the indigenous Aboriginal Niggros of America who was stopped from reading for 200 years just to change all people, all places, and all things, to circumvent us out of our identity, history, culture, land, and God. Now that we recognizing this and understanding this and researching for ourselves, now they want to take the evidence out of the museums. Yeah, boy. You see how when you under your colonizers still to this day and never been liberated, how they maneuver and how they operate with a smile in your face that we are all equal and one nation under their God being crushed? No doubt. This is that reality, because that pressure is on, because they didn't expect us to get their gadgets and research for ourselves, connect with ourselves on these different sites, like our brother Earth Speak and Dan Calloway and the research guy and Kurumi Ayu and many other brothers and sisters all out and all around that's doing an diligent research of chasing down the colonizers' books of the 15, 16, 17, and 1800s, and what they was writing about what they was seeing when they first started coming to the shores of America and who they was meeting. And now that we're doing all this and connecting with one another with this information to bring these pieces of the puzzle together on what was happening in America and who was actually here and who was founded here when they got here, and the maps and all the other different artifacts that we can pull up, guess what? They want to close down sites and exhibits now in museums, so that way nobody can see or continue to do this paper chase through the crumb trail that they have left us. This is what this is about. All these years now, all this time these museums been open, out of nowhere, they want to now start to take these artifacts out. All of a sudden, they feel it's sensitive information and shouldn't be put out unless authorized by the natives. Yeah. Yeah, especially when you get a lot of these Aboriginal Niggros of America who look like me starting to talk about it, starting to look into it 100%. Now they want to change the narrative and take them out of the museums. These are the games that they're playing, guys, trying to keep us deaf, dumb, and blind to our own reality, selling us that trick bag of being from Africa. But they don't want to talk about the Aztecs, the Mayans, the Incas, and the Olmecs, and all the Niggros that's on the walls of those different archaeological sites that they have come across here in America. They don't want to talk about these things. They want to keep that hushed up and keep pointing the finger way overseas and over rivers and over hills and over valleys, but not what's right here under your feet. They want to keep that out of your eyesight, keep that out of your children's eyesight. Don't let you know that you the landlords of America, a landlord of the soil that you stand on right now, and on your own land in your own house. They got you at the very bottom, giving you the very minimum of resources here on your own land. Got you in the basement of your house while everybody else is running through your house from the first floor on up, living better than you, getting more than you, enjoying life more than you on your own soil. They don't want you to know this, because when you know things like this, then it start to compute in your mindset, and then you start to comprehend what's going on, and then all of a sudden, boom, the light go off, and then you start to look for real change and real dominance when it comes to taking back your land. And they definitely don't want that. Thus the Willie Lynch letter. So with that stated, this is just that reality. Of course they're going to start to take back their museums and hide the artifacts like they've been doing for hundreds of years now, keeping them with the wealthy and elite in their private collections and their black room auctions with, I say, with the artifacts worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, so that way you can never ever really see the real truth of our Aboriginal ancestors of America, our Aboriginal forefathers of America that been Holocaust right here on the soils of America where we stand as Aboriginal Negroes of America. They don't want you to know this. It's too costly to them for you to wake up. Because if you wake up to that real truth, then you're going to want what's yours. You ain't going to want to play no more games. You ain't going to want to play no more blood games that they got you in. You're going to want to start making real tangible moves like you are right now when you, as you continue to wake up, understanding that the Democratic Party has threw you a trick bag for years. Now that you don't want to vote for them no more because you're waking up to that truth. Now that all of a sudden, guess what? You got mad immigrants coming in. A whole new voters class. Got to understand the games these people are playing. Because ain't nothing equal here in America. And we definitely don't live no kumbaya life. In the Dr. Martin Luther King I Have a Dream speech, he already told you it was a nightmare. No doubt, we done been led to a burning house. Not my words. You can look him up, his words. So already understanding that this always been a trick bag. The emancipation, the proclamation to mass incarceration and demonization. Because that's what we under. That's what has happened. Just to transition to a whole nother shackle, to a whole nother prison bar. That's all it always ever been about. Never been about no liberation for us. That's why they haven't gave us liberation, reparations, freedom, land of our own, giving us back our own identity for us to be able to build our own nation all over again. This is that reality that we under. This smoke and mirrors, this delusion of we all here to just get along, all nations coming together in a world that we can say is free. Ain't nothing free in America. Say that again, ain't nothing free in America. This is just that reality. And ain't nobody roaming around freely in America either. Don't you got your ID on you? Don't you got your social security card on you? Don't you got something for them to identify you and where you're from and where you're going? You better stop playing with this freedom that they didn't never show us or give us from nowhere. This is some bull crap. And this is why they consolidating their power now to go into their new world order. But as they come out here to tell you what their new world order agendas are, did they tell you that? Or did they keep those secret too to their secret societies and their Illuminati's, deep states, and their Freemasons and everybody else that's under these celebrity oath takers and satanic oath taking the Baphomet goat gods and the Bohemian Groves? Did they tell you anything about what they're doing when it comes to going into their new world order and what's the agendas behind it? Exactly. No, they didn't. And they won't either because you're not included in the club. This is just that reality. So now we see, when it comes to this real reality of teaching that real truth about the Aboriginal Negroes of America, they'll take them out of the museum before you to be able to study them. This is just what it is. So now they're shutting down sites now that keep the artifacts out, that show you little crumbs on what was going on and how to trace certain things back to us. They don't want that. So in New York, they're tearing down certain sites. And that's just what it is. So the history that's there in that museum, we might not never be able to see it again unless authorized by them. And we know how that is. So with that, I just don't get it. I just don't understand it. But that is the question. You let me know. Peace, peace.